Hi everybody, welcome back to Bobby's Bucks. And behind me, we have Jerusalem artichokes. And we planted these this year, right about four months ago. And it's amazing how fast they grow. You know, screening your food plots, it's so important. And really that's what brings more deer in. The deer will stay longer when they have security. And today I wanted to talk about food plots, introducing security to those food plots and what a difference it makes. We're going to talk all about it today. Here we go. Okay. So I wanted to show you this willow hedge that we cut down to the ground every year, because you can clone these in the spring. You cut them down, you keep them in the fridge, and then when you're ready, you come out here in the spring and you plant them. These willow hedges are specifically designed for livestock. It's fodder hedges, and basically we'll cut them down, we'll feed them to our rabbits. If you guys are interested in meat production at home, we run a Rabbitry. We also have another channel, the rabbitrycenter.com. Check it out, because we'll show you step by step how to run a Rabbitry and actually profit from your own backyard. You'll have a white meat with your venison red meat. So behind me is a willow hedge, and you can just see how giant it is. We cut that down every year. It grows 10 feet a year. When you cut it down, it'll actually grow bigger and thicker. Let me show you some more over here. So we're standing underneath a willow tree. We planted this years ago. These grow 7 feet a year. Every stem will shoot off, and you can coppice cut these, you can hinge cut these. They just come back, but they have a really big root system. They establish these monster root systems where they can actually cause damage to your foundation or your septic. So not everybody can have these. We have these at the back of our property. We planted 3 of them. We ended up cutting one down because it was shading our food plot and our apiary too much. So now we're down to 2 weeping willows, but it's not a problem because we have so many branches to cut. Now, another option if you live in the city is to have willow hedges. They're terrific protein for your livestock. We feed these to our rabbits, and they'll grow 10 feet every year. Another excellent thing to use them for is screening for your food plots, and that's what this is. This is a line of willow hedges between 2 food plots. We have a new food plot of clover that we put in that I'm standing on right now. There was a little bit of grass, so we sprayed it the other day, and we're gonna get this grass out of here. This food plot that I'm standing on right now is a little strip. It's about maybe 15 feet by about 90 feet. It's a cool little plot, and it has pines on one side, and it has this willow and ash trees that are screening for this food plot. But this is a terrific way to screen, and we also have some artichokes in here too that we just had some extra ones. We went in and threw them in. And this clover plot, we're gonna overseed it. I'm standing on ants. We're gonna overseed it here, but in the spring, as soon as we start mowing it, that rye will get knocked out and the clover will take over. So let me show you another food plot. So that food plot in there is where we just came from, and if you pan over here, you can see behind this cherry tree is another strip, the same distance, about 90 feet by 15 feet. We're gonna grow something completely different in that food plot. This has all been sprayed, so it's gonna be knocked out here in the next 10 to 14 days. It'll be ready for planting. And then we have another area over here that's right next to the woods that we have a trap up here to catch bees too, just for queens, so we're about to take that down for the hunting season. And this over here is another food plot area. So this is our orchard. We have about 20 fruit trees, some pear, some apple, different kinds of apple, granny apple, red, delicious, Macintosh, and we separated it into 3 food plots. So we're growing different food. It's gonna offer our deer a variety of different foods, but the most important thing that makes this such a good plot, even though it's not very big, is the security. Okay, the security that it offers. Now we have little trees and a lot of brush on all sides of every little plot. Even though this is only a matter of maybe a half an acre, we could actually have 2 to 3 different groups of deer in this small area. I cannot say enough about apple trees. You know, I can put a video up in the corner if you want to see how to create really good apple trees. And in the beginning, we used to spray our trees and take care of them, but now they're so big, we really can't do too much about them, but we still do wrap, tangle trap, and try to prevent ants from going up and down these trees. But, you know, we really, at this point, we don't really prune them anymore, and, you know, we may repair a branch or two when deer are jumping up and pulling them down. But talk about a magnet early season. I tell you what, apples and pear trees are absolutely amazing. And what's cool about both of them, you can feed them both to rabbits. They love those branches every spring. And even when we're pruning trees, if we do any summer pruning, those go to the rabbits. Your livestock can eat those. And you know, often folks, they're not just deer hunters, they're also raising some sort of animal for some sort of meat production for their family. And what's great about our rabbitry production is it's a clean white meat to go. It complements our red meat. So we have really healthy meat in the freezer, and neither one of them have had any kind of growth retardants. I just want to talk real quick about glyphosate. I use glyphosate. A lot of people absolutely can't stand it because of all everything you read and everything, but when you use it according to the labeling and you're not introducing it to water sources, you're using it in a responsible way, you understand the half-life is pretty much approximately around 45 days with well-drained soil. You can time things accordingly. You can dilute the product however you want. I use glyphosate because it absolutely knocks out any competition and it establishes a really healthy root system for whatever you plant. So I've been using it for years, and I don't use it in my raised beds or anything like that because that's a lot less labor intensive. These big food plot areas, unless you till this up or knock all this competition out, you're not going to have very good established food plots. You're going to have maybe small plants because it doesn't have the nutrients that it needs. After you plant your food plot, be sure to put down a 12-12-12. You can usually find it at your nursery shops, but it's really important to make sure there's no competition, you have fertile soil, and of course wait for rain because that seed can get dried out. But if you guys would like to see more information on how to plant a food plot, I'll put a video up in the corner. There's lots of information on our channel, so just simply leave a comment and I'll get back to everybody and I can recommend a food plot video. I specialize in drawing good deer into small properties, and that's what I've been doing for years. I don't have a big property. I have a small 2-acre property backed up to public land. So I want these deer, I'm trying to pattern these deer into this isolated area. That means you can't overhunt it. But I'm gonna wrap this up because I just heard my neighbor start his lawnmower. So thanks so much for watching and best of luck this fall.
Something just flashed.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Awesome. So we've been out here for about an hour. We didn't catch anything. And then finally this big boy, I mean, I'm thinking he's probably 3 pounds. But that's a good fish right there. Here. He got away? Sweet. Looks like, oh, just shy of 3 pounds. Looks like, I don't know, 2.9 or something. Cool. There's nothing to that. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Nice fish.
That pike. Dude, he came out of nowhere. Yeah, I want to net him. I barely got him. Get him. From the back. Get him. Yeah. I'll pull back. There you go. Yeah, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
You got teeth. Slimy.